Ferrari came really close to winning the race last time out in Silverstone. While this was mostly due to Max Verstappen's early retirement and Lewis Hamilton's 10-second penalty, Ferrari still managed to impress many by being the quickest car on the medium tyres. The general notion is that they now have a very strong chance of winning at a low-speed track like Hungary. Their drivers Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz have now given their thoughts on whether a first victory in nearly 2 years is possible this week, as quoted by Autosport. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, can Ferrari win in High-Downforce Hungary? Leclerc began by outlining the need to be realistic. I mean, it's good to be an optimist, and I think we all want to be an optimist after such a good performance in the last 3 races, but on the other hand, we also have to be realistic. He then shed some light on his expectations from the Hungarian Grand Prix. To be honest, there are 3 races, but on the other hand, we also need to be realistic. We're in a good mood, but winning in Budapest may be a bit optimistic. Very realistically, just behind the top 2 teams. I would be very happy if I were there. His teammate Carlos Sainz then explained why Budapest can no longer be considered a low-speed track. Budapest has recently become a real medium and high-speed track with these cars. Looking at Monaco and Baku, there are 2nd or 3rd gear corners, but in Budapest these days, these crazy high downforce cars always have a 4th or 5th gear middle sector. So it's not a pure low-speed track. He further explained why being the best of the rest is the most feasible result for them. I don't think it's going to be such a good track for us. I think it's a great opportunity to be right behind Red Bull and Mercedes, but downforce is still the king, and from the data, these people are still ahead. Fast feed. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has reiterated that they have always been very transparent with their drivers. He also revealed that because of his personal relationship with Lewis, they have of course discussed many scenarios. Part of it was also who would be the second driver, but Lewis has never tried to influence the decision, and he has no preference about who should be in the car. He further clarified that Lewis thinks the relationship with Valtteri is good, and they know that, but he has never said he would prefer this or that. Saudi Automobile and Motorcycle Federation chairman Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Faisal has stated that for them, as a promoter, they prefer not to be the last race. He further explained that a few teams can do very well at the beginning of the season, and then the last races are not so interesting anymore. James Key, McLaren's technical director, has suggested that it's still early days because there's still a lot of research to be done for the 2022 cars. But a lot of energy has been put into the rules. If there were loopholes, they were discussed and closed or otherwise changed. He also feels that if the cars were unveiled now, you would get something pretty close to the proposed ideal. Early next year there will probably be variations, but the cars should still be easier to follow than before. FIA race director Michael Massey has stated that from the point of view of the FIA and Formula 1 as a family, he's very proud of the way they got to this point with regards to the sprint qualifying. When he talks to friends around the world, they all say they liked it, that it was different. Of course, there have been changes in the sport before, but the structure of the weekend has been relatively stable for many years. Pirelli chief Mario Isola has stated that in terms of tyres, they don't expect any big surprises from the Hungaroring. Typical of the circuit are all the tight corners in quick succession, with no long straights to cool the tyres and the hot weather. As a result, the Hungaroring is more demanding on the tyres than it initially appears. So a certain amount of management will probably be required, especially on the soft compound. And McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel has confirmed that they are bringing a number of upgrades to their car to Hungary to make sure they can continue to fight. Can Ferrari spring a surprise in Hungary? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.